All right, this video is the solution to problem number one. Before you start looking at the solution, you should have tried this problem out by yourself. So be honest with yourself, try this problem by yourself. But anyways, the topic of this problem is simplifying and identifying equivalent expressions. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at the first question. It reads, select three options that are equivalent to 2 parentheses 3x plus 3. Anyways, you should be very familiar with this type of problem. You should right away identify that these set of parentheses represent multiplication. So the number outside the parentheses will tell you how many times or how many multiples of the inside you have. So let's go ahead and look into that by distributing the common term. So let's get 2 into 2 multiples of 3x. So that results in 2 multiples of this, 3x times 2. Then let's go ahead and find out what 2 multiples of 3 results in, and that's plus, because you plus sign doesn't matter, it stays the same. You do have 2 multiples of those, but it doesn't really matter. So 2 multiples of 3. So if you simplify this down, you get 6x, because 2 multiples of 3x is 6x, and then 2 multiples of 3 is just 6. So right away, I can identify that option A is definitely one of the correct answers because you have to select 3 options. So we need 2 more. Looking at option B, it's definitely not going to produce the same simplified expression because it says 2 multiples of 6x and 2 multiples of 6, which is not going to be the same. That's just going to be 12x plus 12. That's not the same as the initial expression or the last expression we got. So B is not one of the options. Letter C kind of seems like not a correct solution, but looking at what we did have 2 times 3x, and we also had a term that eventually turned to 6. It just seems like whoever wrote letter C just got a little bit lazy and did not simplify all the way through, and they just wrote the multiples of the numbers, which was 6. So as you can see, 2 times 3 is actually 6. So I'm going to use a different color to show you that they got lazy and they didn't simplify the 2 times 3x part. So option C is also a correct solution. And then let's look at option D and E. Right away, option E does not look like the correct one. So by elimination, D is correct. But let's try to understand what's going on with D. It seems like it's kind of following the distributive property idea. It seems like you have 2 multiples of these, the 3x and another 3x over here. It also seems like you have 2 multiples of 3. So if you add up your x's, these 3 x's, you will get 6x. Then you add up your 3's, you would get 3. And remember, you can't do anything with x's and numbers. The coefficient just describes the variable, and that is stuck to it, and it cannot be combined to numbers. So as I mentioned, option A, C, and D are correct. So when you type this in your answers, type in the letter A, comma, letter C, comma, letter D. Anyways, this concludes your solution. You should have tried this problem more than once if you are struggling.